We are heading to the lava tubes this morning and that was absolutely incredible. Little rock wallaby.
How's your first taste of kangaroo marm?
Welcome to Cobbold Gorge. Little camp spot for the next couple of days. There's freshwater crocodile. Look at the train. Had the fright of my life.
Isn't this the coolest place?
Our time in Cairns has come to an end and we are now heading to Andara National Park. So this is a volcanic park and we stayed at a lovely little campsite there. So this is our little camp spot for the next couple of days. A little bit different to where we've just been. It's all looking very red. And it's not too hot actually, it's a nice cool breeze. But this place is incredible, I'll show you in a minute. I was expecting it to just be literally like this, like just a campsite. Yeah, just to be a campsite like this. And where you check in, there's a bar, there's a restaurant, it looks like an old train station. It's very, very cool. Oh, this lighting is weird. And there's a pool, I can't remember if I've said that already. And camp kitchen, so yeah, I'll show you around in a minute. We're just gonna go have some drinks and play some cards because they have a happy hour here. So I think Myron might have rum and coke and I'll just have a Sprite. And then they also have a campfire that everyone can go to at 7, so it should be fun. So yeah, just gonna head down. Isn't this the coolest place? It's literally train carriages. Good morning, good morning, good morning. So we slept really, really well last night. We ended up staying in the little bar area for a while, having a couple of drinks, playing some card games, chatting to family, which was really, really lovely. As you can see behind, look at the train. Oh, very exciting. But we are heading to the lava tubes this morning. It's actually quite cold. It was very, very windy in the night. And so we ended up, well, we were originally going to sleep with the doors open because we thought it was going to be fairly warm because it has been warm. But we ended up having to close the doors. And it's been very, very windy. When we got back to our van last night, all the awnings have blown over and one of them's actually broken, so we're gonna have to try and fix that, which is a little bit annoying. But as you can see, I'm literally wearing 2 jumpers this morning, which I wasn't expecting, because it's been really, really warm recently, but I think it'll get hotter in the day. But yeah, we're just waiting to get on our tour bus to go to the lava tube, which I'm really, really excited about. I don't think I've ever seen anything like it, and I think it's going to be incredible, so really, really looking forward to it. back, you'd never know it was even there,
No.
would you? It's just crazy. Okay, we are back and that was absolutely incredible. We had a really good guide who explained everything, even on the bus there. He was telling us facts about the area, about the volcanoes, and it was just so interesting. But yeah, the lava tubes were incredible. They were so huge. I think if you didn't know what they were, you'd have just thought that you'd stumbled across some caves. And apparently they used to be a lot deeper as well, but then a lot of sediments flown in and made them shallower. And he was saying that they think that there might even be sort of cave paintings and things further down if they were to excavate. So yeah, really incredible. And apparently it's quite a rare phenomenon because you need to have quite a few factors to make sure that the lava can flow at like a slow enough pace and the right gradient and things like that. So yeah, really incredible. If you're in this area, if you come to Andara National Park, I'd highly recommend doing the tour. It was just fantastic. Yeah, really good. So he also recommended this crater nearby. So it's the volcano that erupted that caused some of the lava tubes. So we think that we're going to head there in a bit. However, it's dirt road, so we'll have to see how we get on with the van. Because I don't think we're really supposed to go on dirt roads with the van. So fingers crossed it's all good. But yeah, back to the van now, grab some lunch, even though it's 10 a.m, probably have an early lunch. And we've actually treated ourselves and booked into the restaurant here for dinner because they've got like more sort of Australian food. We've not really had any Australian food anywhere, so we've even got kangaroo on the menu, so might go wild and try some of that later. But yeah, I'll see you in a bit when we've had lunch. As you can see, the dirt road was definitely dirt roading. It was very corrugated and was very loud. I did want to play you the sound, but we had music on in the background, so I can't play that on here. But you can literally see the corrugations in the road right now. It was crazy. Well, that was an experience, I have to say. It was a corrugated road the whole way along. A dirt road all the way along, and the van was going like this, literally the whole way. It wasn't even far, it was probably like 1.5 kilometres, and we could only drive at 20 kilometres an hour, so if you're in the UK that's probably like what, 10 miles an hour, if that, the whole way. And we were just going along going just praying that the suspension was okay. But we're here now, and there's quite a few other cars here that are not four-wheel drive, so it will be fine. Just got to take it slow, I think, heading back. So we're at Kalkani Crater, I think it's called. So just walking up to the top, and I think we get to walk all the way around it, and it's really cool. Do you know what? The Australians are really good at having boards up that have information on them and tell the story of the place that you're at, even if you're in the middle of nowhere like here. There's information boards everywhere, so I feel like I'm learning a lot, and I'm really enjoying it. But yeah, just need to calm down and relax a little bit after that drive because it was slightly stressful. And the thing that's a bit more concerning is the place that we're supposed to be camping at tomorrow. It's got a 45-kilometre unsealed track to it. So I'm just praying it's actually much better than that one back there, because otherwise I think it's going to take us like 4 hours to get down the track. So fingers crossed it's not as bad as it looks. Alright, so it wasn't quite what I expected. I thought it was going to be all rocky in the middle, because this is the crater. We're walking around the top of it at the moment, but the views are incredible. It's very windy though. I think you can see the other volcanoes and stuff in the distance. It's a very volcanic area. So, gonna keep walking around, exploring. We might even try and go down into the crater a bit, we'll see. So this one's Ranga Ranga. This one is Silent Hill. One over there is Commissioner's Cap. So we are surrounded by volcanoes. Very, very cool. You can see right down into the bottom of the crater here, and actually sort of get the feeling for the shape of it as well. It is very cool. Try not to fall over. How's your first taste of kangaroo, Myron?
Is that steak?
Is that steak?
It's normal.
Let's have a look. It's got like a sweet potato puree. Looks good. We've got onion rings, wedges, and then I went for the salmon. Doesn't really look like the salmon that I would usually have. Maybe it's like a different type. Sweet potato crisps, but very, very yummy. We've got to try not to get swooped by the kookaburras. I don't know if you can see them. Oh, that's very, very. They're sitting up there. Apparently they swoop down. So yeah, dinner. He's coming for our food. Bye-bye. Okay, we have treated ourselves and we couldn't decide what we wanted, so can you see? We have got 3 desserts. So we've got a panna cotta, passion fruit, we've got a creme brulee, and we've got a chocolate brownie. So excited. And it's the next day and we're on our way to Cobbold Gorge now. Now this is the A1 which goes all the way around Australia, and some sections of it are like this and have road trains on, as you can see ahead. And some sections are like this. This is still the same road, like this is crazy, and there was still road trains going both directions and you had to sort of bail off onto the dirt bit. And then this was the rest of our drive to Cobbold Gorge. It was 45 kilometres like this, and this is a main road, it has road signs and everything. I literally couldn't get my head around it, but it was very pretty. There was lots of wildlife, we saw kangaroos, we saw emus, but yes, 45 kilometres on that sort of surface was just awful because we could only do about 15 kilometres an hour in our van, so it took us over 3 hours to get there. But thankfully we made it in one piece and got our van set up and ready for the evening. Unfortunately I didn't film that much footage at Cobbold Gorge, but I still wanted to show you what we got up to, so please excuse the cobbled together like footage and things like that. But it was a really incredible place and we actually had a really lovely time here. We just sort of chilled. It was fairly warm, so we did struggle a little bit in the van because we don't have air conditioning when the van is not running. We just got a fan. So luckily there was this little room where they had films on for the kids each night, so we ended up just going and watching the films in there with them and just sort of chilling, eating our dinner in there because that was all air conditioned. They did have a little shop that sold basic necessities, but otherwise you were literally in the middle of nowhere and there wasn't any signal or anything like that, so you were literally cut off, and it was quite nice and refreshing in that respect. And we just ended up chilling in the van most days. They had a big lake where they had canoes and you could just go out and have a little canoe. You didn't even have to pay or anything, and they did have a swimming pool that was an infinity pool as well, and a bar and sort of restaurant area which was really lovely, so we did eat there a couple of times, and the pool was lovely and refreshing. It was really cold, so it was nice compared to the heat. And then we went on the tour around Cobbold Gorge, so they take you there in 4-wheel drive vans, buses, whatever you want to call them, and then you go on like a route with the tour guide, and they take you around and show you all the local wildlife, explain everything, explain their history. And we saw our first crocodile, which was very cool. They were the freshwater ones, they're a little bit smaller. And we also went on a boat down the gorge, which was awesome. It was so peaceful and beautiful. You can also stand up paddleboard. I wish we'd booked to do that, and I believe you can also do helicopter tours over the gorge, but we didn't do that because we couldn't afford to do it, unfortunately. But yeah, really incredible place. I feel like this is really true to Australia in terms of vibes. It just feels like so different to anything I've experienced sort of in the UK and Europe. And there are these giant lizards wandering around. I think they're called monitor lizards, and this one kept coming around the back of our van. I think it was sort of its usual route, and it gave me the fright of my life the first time I saw it because I thought it was a Komodo dragon and I really freaked out. But yeah, it was very cool, very interesting, and I would highly recommend going if you get a chance. Just be aware of that dirt road because I feel like it wasn't publicised as much as it maybe should have been. Maybe that's just us being naive, but we'd assumed that a gravel road meant that it was actually like covered in gravel, not just basically a dirt road. The next few days we just spent a lot of time driving because we were heading from Queensland over to the Northern Territory. So the first bit we did was from Cobbold Gorge up to Corumba, which is actually on the west coast of Queensland. So we got to see the sea again, which was really lovely after having been sort of in the middle of the country. Well, not in the middle of the country, but like in the Outback for a while. And then from Corumba we then went down and across to Mount Isa. Unfortunately along the way we had a little mishap. There was a couple of stones that popped up and chipped our windscreen, so that was a little bit frustrating, but luckily we were able to claim those on the insurance and get a new windscreen. There was so many termite mounds everywhere, which was incredible. And then after Mount Isa we headed on to the Northern Territory's border, and yeah, that's Queensland done basically. So now heading into Northern Territories and gonna explore around there. So this is just us crossing over the border. There's no big thing, no checkpoint or anything. It's literally just a couple of signs that say you're leaving Queensland and welcome to the Northern Territory. The one thing we did notice though, that the roads got really bad when we crossed over, and we ended up following some huge road trains for quite a while. But yeah, we made it to Northern Territory, which is very exciting. So that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you've enjoyed watching. I'm sorry that it's been a bit bitty, but in the next video I'll be showing you all the things that we've got up to in the Northern Territory and filling you in on all the drama and all the gossip. Hope you have a lovely day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!